ब्रज संस्कृति शोध संस्थान गोदा विहार वृंदावन की ओर से आयोजित इस विशेष उत्सव, जो ब्रजभूमि के मर्म में बसने वाले इष्ट श्री कृष्ण, उनका ब्रज के प्रति, उसकी भूमि के प्रति, प्रकृति, पुष्पलता और ब्रजवासियों से होने वाले स्नेह और अपार प्रेम की स्मृति में संजोए गए इस उत्सव, जिसे हम कृष्णोत्सव के नाम से जानते हैं, आप सब मित्रगणों और साथियों का हार्दिक अभिनंदन एवं स्वागत है। कल हमने श्री कृष्णोत्सव का प्रारंभ श्री अचिंत्य प्रहलाद के साथ रागोत्सव में किया, जिसमें हमने भारतीय भाषाओं और संगीत के घरानों की एक दर्पण के तौर पे कृष्ण का साक्षात्कार किया। तो आज हम राग से चित्रों की सृष्टि में प्रवेश कर रहे हैं। आप सोच रहे होंगे, क्या राग और चित्र दोनों अलग हैं? क्या दोनों का काम विभिन्न है? क्या रागों का काम हमारे मानस पर अनेकों अनेक चित्रों और रंगों को सुशोभित करने का नहीं है? तो कैसा होगा वो ब्रज जो रागों को छूता हुआ कृष्ण लीलाओं और ब्रज रस में रंगों को चित्रित करेगा? यही जानने के लिए आज हम श्री कृष्णोत्सव के दूसरे चरण, जिसे हम कला उत्सव कह रहे हैं, उस सब में आप सबको आमंत्रित करते हैं। आज मुझे इस अवसर पर एक प्रमुख कला इतिहासकार और कला विशेषज्ञ श्री नर्मदा प्रसाद उपाध्याय जी, जिनका संबंध ब्रज संस्कृति शोध संस्थान से बहुत पुराना रहा है और हमारे बहुत सारे कार्यक्रमों में वो हमारा मार्गदर्शन करते रहे हैं, उन्होंने जब इंडियन मिनिएचर आर्ट और भारतीय लघु चित्रों के ऊपर एक कार्यक्रम प्रस्तुत किया, तब उन्होंने एक बात छेड़ी। वो कहते हैं कि जब मैं भारतीय लघु चित्रों को देखता हूँ, उनकी सुसज्जा देखता हूँ, तो मैं ये सोचता हूँ कि क्या पहले सृष्टि बनी होगी या रंग बने होंगे। मुझे तो ये लगता है कि शायद पहले रंग ही बने होंगे। पहले ऐसा लगता है मानो इंद्रधनुष पूरा हुआ होगा, सूर्य की पीली आभा और चंद्रमा की ठंडी चांदनी हर जगह वातावरण में बिखर सी गई होगी। आकाश अपनी नीलिमा पूरे ब्रह्मांड में फैला चुका होगा। और फिर ऐसा हो सकता है कि शायद ये सारे रंग मिलकर यह सोच रहे हों कि अब सृष्टि के जन्मने की बारी है, और ये सारे रंग मिलकर सृष्टि के जन्म लेने की बाट जो रहे होंगे। इन्हीं रेखाओं और रंगों के उत्सव को ही हम कला उत्सव कहते हैं, जिसे ब्रज संस्कृति शोध संस्थान के इस परिवार ने बहुत ही प्रेम और यत्न से आप सबके लिए कृष्णोत्सव का भाग बनाया है। मैं कार्यक्रम का औपचारिक तौर पे प्रारंभ करने के लिए सुरभि पांडे, जो अंबेडकर यूनिवर्सिटी स्कूल ऑफ लिबरल स्टडीज में पीएचडी की स्कॉलर हैं और ब्रज संस्कृति शोध संस्थान का एक अभिन्न अंग है, उन्हें आमंत्रित करूंगी कि वो कार्यक्रम का औपचारिक तौर पे प्रारंभ करें।
धन्यवाद परिधि। जैसा कि परिधि ने ऑलरेडी ही काफी कुछ बता दिया है इस हमारे कृष्णोत्सव के बारे में। मैं ज्यादा वक्त ना लेते हुए बस इतना बोलूंगी कि भारतीय चित्रशैली में लघु चित्रशैली की खास परंपरा रही है, जिसके बारे में हम आज देखने वाले हैं। हमारा कल का कार्यक्रम जो कि बहुत ही सक्सेसफुल रहा और हमें आज भी रिव्यूज काफी अच्छे मिले हैं कि हमारा एक मोटिव था वो काफी हद तक हम उस मोटिव पे एक काफी खरे उतर पाए हैं। आज के कार्यक्रम में हम उसी उद्देश्य को आगे बढ़ाते हुए हम देखेंगे कि कैसे कला का समागम हो रहा है और ब्रज भूमि का जो भाव है वो कला में कितनी अच्छी तरीके से सम्मिलित है, और उसी का समावेश आज हमारे सामने हितांगी प्रस्तुत करने वाली है। क्योंकि मुझे ये दायित्व मिला है कि एक तरह से मैं इस आज के कार्यक्रम के लिए सबको का आभार व्यक्त करूं, तो मैं बस यही बोलूंगी कि आई रियली वेलकम यू ऑल एंड वी here at Braj Sanskrit Shod Sansthan are indeed very, very delighted to have all kinds of people, not only scholars, beyond scholars, people who are interested just in Braj. So this is what the whole motive of Krishnotsav was, to basically bring the Braj element everywhere and to introduce it to many other people. So with that, I would like to welcome Hitangi and all other people who have joined us from different part of the country. So thank you so much, and thank you to the organizer. With this, I would also like to show a little presentation of what our Sansthan has been doing. Maybe because a lot many people here are new to our work, so this would give a perspective of what we are trying to work on. So hopefully this would help you all.
ब्रजमंडल भारतीय जनमानस की आस्था और श्रद्धा का केवल एक पवित्र तीर्थ मात्र ही नहीं, वरन यह देश का प्रमुख सांस्कृतिक अंचल भी है, जिसकी सांस्कृतिक सीमाएं भौगोलिक सीमाओं से कहीं अधिक व्यापक हैं। भारतीय संस्कृति के विराट फलक के निर्माण में ब्रज का महत्वपूर्ण योगदान है। ब्रजभूमि की सांस्कृतिक चेतना ने भारतीय कलाओं के शास्त्रीय और लोक दोनों रूपों को अत्यंत गहराई से प्रभावित किया है। अपनी सांस्कृतिक समृद्धता के कारण ब्रजमंडल की विश्व पटल पर एक विशिष्ट पहचान है, जो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर भारतीय संस्कृति का प्रतिनिधित्व करती है। परंतु इतने महत्वपूर्ण अंचल को आज अपनी सांस्कृतिक पहचान बनाए रखने के लिए संघर्ष करना पड़ रहा है। अभी तक ब्रज संस्कृति के संरक्षण हेतु गंभीर प्रयास नहीं हुए हैं। यद्यपि ब्रज के सांस्कृतिक वैविध्य पर केंद्रित अनेक कार्य सुधीजनों द्वारा समय अनुसार प्राप्त साधनों के आधार पर संपन्न किए जा चुके हैं, फिर भी इसके बृहद सांस्कृतिक वैविध्य का एक बड़ा हिस्सा अछूता ही रहा है। ब्रज की लोक एवं देवालय तथा जनजातीय संस्कृति में विद्यमान अल्पज्ञात अज्ञात पक्षों का खोज परक अध्ययन मात्र ब्रज को ही नहीं, अपितु भारतीय संस्कृति के फलक को भी नव्य एवं भव्य स्वरूप प्रदान करने वाला है। इसे ध्यान में रखकर ब्रज की संस्कृति और कलाओं के संरक्षण, परिरक्षण व संवर्धन हेतु यहाँ के प्रतिष्ठित साहित्यकारों, इतिहासकारों, कलाकारों व अध्येताओं ने मिलकर 18 अप्रैल सन 2010 को विश्व धरोहर दिवस के अवसर पर श्रीधाम वृंदावन में ब्रज संस्कृति शोध संस्थान की स्थापना की। ब्रज क्षेत्र की प्राचीन पांडुलिपियों और दस्तावेजों का संग्रह, परिरक्षण, अभिलेखीकरण व प्रकाशन करना तथा इन्हें शोध अध्येताओं के लिए संरक्षित रखना ब्रज संस्कृति शोध संस्थान के प्रमुख उद्देश्यों में से एक है। इसकी पूर्ति हेतु संस्थान ने ब्रज के सांस्कृतिक अभिलेखागार की स्थापना की है, जिसमें ब्रजभाषा के साथ साथ अवधी, बुंदेली, राजस्थानी, संस्कृत, बंगला, फारसी आदि भाषाओं की लगभग 3000 दुर्लभ पांडुलिपियां, ताड़पत्र, ताम्रपत्र अभिलेख, पुराने चित्र, पुराने पत्र, बहियां तथा ऐतिहासिक महत्व के दस्तावेज संग्रहित हैं, जो नागरी, गुरमुखी, उड़िया, बंगला, फारसी, मुड़िया आदि लिपियों में लिखित हैं। संस्थान में संग्रहित पांडुलिपियां भक्ति साहित्य, वेद, कर्मकांड, ज्योतिष, आयुर्वेद, पुराण, अस्त्र शस्त्र, दर्शन, पाकशास्त्र, गणित, वनस्पति विज्ञान, इतिहास, तंत्र मंत्र, स्तोत्र आदि अनेक विषयों से संबंधित हैं। संस्थान ने अध्ययन एवं शोध के प्रोत्साहन हेतु तथा अध्येताओं की सुविधा के लिए एक शोध संदर्भ ग्रंथागार की स्थापना भी की है। इस समय ग्रंथागार में लगभग 5000 पुस्तकें एवं पत्र पत्रिकाएं संग्रहित हैं। इनमें ब्रज से संबंधित इतिहास, पुरातत्व, भाषा विज्ञान, साहित्य, दर्शन, जनजातीय व लोक संस्कृति, समाजशास्त्र आदि के अब तक प्रकाशित लगभग सभी संदर्भ ग्रंथ व पुस्तकें विद्यमान हैं, जिनका लाभ शोधार्थियों को निरंतर प्राप्त हो रहा है। ब्रज संस्कृति शोध संस्थान ने मुद्रा शास्त्रीय अध्ययन और शोध को प्रोत्साहन देने हेतु भारतीय मुद्रा संग्रह की स्थापना की है, जिसमें चांदी, तांबे, पीतल, निकिल आदि धातुओं के सिक्कों का दुर्लभ संग्रह किया गया है। इस विशाल संग्रह में 6ठी शताब्दी ईसा पूर्व के आहत सिक्कों से लेकर वर्तमान समय तक के लगभग सभी भारतीय सिक्के सुरक्षित हैं। इस पूरे संग्रह कुछ इस प्रकार वर्गीकृत किया गया है। 6ठी शताब्दी ईसा पूर्व के आहत सिक्के, शुंगकालीन लेख रहित तांबे के ढालित सिक्के, कुषाण सिक्के, शक क्षत्रपों के सिक्के, नाग शासकों के सिक्के, राजपूत एवं प्रतिहार शासकों के सिक्के, चोल राजवंश के सिक्के, दिल्ली सल्तनत के सिक्के, मुगल कालीन शासकों के सिक्के, ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के सिक्के, अंग्रेजी राज के सिक्के, भारतीय पुर्तगाली सिक्के और भारतीय देसी रजवाड़ों के सिक्के। इसके अलावा इस संग्रह में स्वतंत्र भारत के सिक्के तथा पुराने मेडल एवं टोकन आदि भी संग्रहित किए गए हैं। संस्थान द्वारा ब्रज के सांस्कृतिक एवं शोध अध्ययन के प्रवाह को सतत गति देने के लिए प्रतिवर्ष अनेक कार्यक्रम आयोजित किए जाते हैं, जिनके अंतर्गत व्याख्यान, परिचर्चाएं, राष्ट्रीय एवं अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठियां, कार्यशालाएं एवं प्रदर्शनी आयोजित की जाती हैं। इसके अलावा संस्थान ने ब्रज के अध्येताओं और साहित्यकारों और कलाकारों के सम्मान में ब्रज संस्कृति सम्मान की स्थापना की है, जिसके अंतर्गत ब्रज निधि, ब्रज संस्कृति अध्येता एवं ब्रज संस्कृति सेवी, यह 3 श्रेणियों में प्रतिवर्ष सम्मान प्रदान किया जाता है। ब्रज संस्कृति शोध संस्थान गोदा विहार वृंदावन ने ब्रज के समग्र सांस्कृतिक विकास हेतु एक नीति तैयार की है, जिसके अंतर्गत ब्रज के इतिहास, पुरातत्व, कलाएं, प्रदर्शनकारी एवं रूपांकन, भाषा, साहित्य, जनजातीय व लोक संस्कृति तथा प्राच्य विद्या आदि के संरक्षण, प्रशिक्षण, प्रचार, प्रसार, प्रोत्साहन और दस्तावेजीकरण का कार्य योजनाबद्ध ढंग से किया जा रहा है। संस्थान ने कुछ वर्षों की अल्प अवधि में किए गए संग्रह, सर्वेक्षण कार्य और अपने महत्वपूर्ण सांस्कृतिक आयोजनों व प्रकाशनों के माध्यम से एक कीर्ति स्थापित की है, जिससे राष्ट्रीय एवं अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर संस्थान को ख्याति प्राप्त हुई है। यह संस्थान ब्रज संस्कृति के समग्र अध्ययन हेतु एक उच्च स्तरीय शोध केंद्र के रूप में विकसित किया जा रहा है। संस्थान के द्वारा एक प्रकाशन प्रभाग की स्थापना भी की गई है। इस प्रभाग के द्वारा ब्रज संस्कृति पर केंद्रित कई महत्वपूर्ण पुस्तकें प्रकाशित की जा रही हैं, जो ब्रज के इतिहास, पुरातत्व, कला, साहित्य एवं लोक संस्कृति पर केंद्रित हैं। इसी प्रभाग के द्वारा कई उपयोगी और महत्वपूर्ण ब्रोशर भी समय समय पर प्रकाशित किए जाते हैं।
Thank you, Surbhi, for this video. And for us who are connected to the Braj Sanskriti Shodh Sansthan, the small team that we have, this video is very special because it contains many of the memories that we all have lived in the Sansthan in Vrindavan. And through this video, which is of course a very a piece of nostalgia for each one of us, I would request each one of you and express my my welcoming emotions towards each one of you that please come to Vrindavan, and if any of you scholars, artists and researchers, you have any research work, research project, or even preliminary research ideas about working on the region of Braj or the larger ideological Braj that we have, please do write in to us, get connected to us, keep in touch, and please come to Vrindavan to Braj Sanskriti Shodh Sansthan. I really see a lot of possibility of dreams and collaborative works ahead. Thank you. And with this, I would welcome Hitangi, whose presentation is called Representation of Krishna in Manuscript and Art Tradition. Krishna has many names. He is perceived in various forms and contexts and continues to inspire writers, poets, scholars, artists for their own creation and compositions. Krishna appears as a supreme being in the Bhagavad Puran. He also appears as the Nayaka, the Nikunj Nayaka of Braj. Today, Hitangi Brahmabhat will be looking at these different representations of Krishna through a study of illustrated manuscript tradition in India. Welcome, Hitangi. Hitangi is a student of art history and aesthetics. Her areas of specialization and academic interest are semiotics and iconography in the process of decoding artwork in the Indian narrative traditions, Indian aesthetics and literary criticisms as well. Hitangi presently is a research fellow at the Forum of Contemporary Theory in Vadodara. I welcome Hitangi for her presentation on Krishna in the miniature art tradition in India. Welcome, Hitangi.
Thank you, Pariti.
Proceed with your presentation.
Thank you. Radhe Radhe. I would first of all like to thank the entire team of Braj Sanskriti Shodh Sansthan, especially Tiwari sir, Varsha ma'am, Gopalji, Paridhi, Swati, Surbhi, Sneha, Yamini and Aman Bhaiya for the constant support and the constant faith that they have in me, and also for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present something in front of you on the eve of Janmashtami. Today we all are celebrating Janmashtami through Krishnotsav, and Krishna is deeply embedded in the entire cultural tradition, the various traditions of India. अब कृष्ण के तो है हजार नाम और उनके किरदार भी बहुत सारे हैं. So today is going to help us understand how we visually perceive Krishna in all his different roles and characters, which have a specific context. So I would just start sharing my screen. I hope it is visible to all.
Yes, it's visible.
So whether, Krishna as the epochal teacher in the Gita, where he plays the divine role of, a teacher, whether literally or metaphorically, as the charioteer, Sarthi, जो कि मार्गदर्शन करवाते हैं अर्जुन को. Or then it is the Krishna from Rasikriya, who has nothing to do with philosophy and imparting knowledge, but emerges as the archetypal lover or the Nayak, along with his beloved Radha as the prototype for Nayika. So more importantly, we understand the character of Krishna as it is described in the text. And these texts, whether secular or sacred, have the visual representations which we will be looking at today. Now, mostly the popular pictorial representations of Krishna are kind of divided, as religious texts and secular texts, such as, within religious, there is the Sursagar, the Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavad Puran, the Geet Govind, the Mahabharata, or what is called the Razamnama. And the secular texts have pictorial representations, in the form of Ratik Priyam, Bihari Satsai, Baramasa, Ragmala, and Rasmanjari. And it can also be classified as poetic and prose. So Geet Govind, Ratik Priyam, Baramasam, Ragmala, Rasmanjari would come under, and of course Sursagar under the poetic text, and the prose would comprise of the Bhagavad Puran, the Gita, the Mahabharata. So what you see here, which I think all of you would be knowing, is the Govardhan Leela. It's a folio from the Sursagar set. Now, usually when we look at the illustrated manuscript tradition, so what we have, without going too much into the technical aspects of it, we usually have the content plane. Here would be the inscribed text, because the pictorial representation is what is from what is inscribed here. So this would form the expression plane, because it is expressed visually in this plane. Now, Dr. Rita Sodha, in her, it's an extremely good thesis that she has written on the Sursagar, the Mewat Sursagar painting. She has classified the Krishna Leela in these 3 stages. And this is something that all of us would also be aware of, that there is the Braj Leela, the Mathura Leela, and the Dwarka Leela. And in all of these 3 Leelas, we see a different Krishna. We see the episode of birth, which technically takes place in Mathura. But, when he is brought to Braj, and we see him in his infancy, we see the childhood adventures, which all takes place in Braj Bhumi. And the incidents and episodes of Braj Bhumi are very different from what you see later, the Mathura Leela and the Dwarka Leela. And these episodes are filled with Vatsalya Bhav and Madhurya Bhav, and it completely engages us. We dwell into all his adventures and we become one with him. The Mathura Leela is when Krishna leaves Braj to go to Mathura and take on his worldly duties. He becomes a young heir to a big kingdom, and he has to also engage politically. So there are all his heroic actions where he defeats Kans, and Kans Vadh hota hai, and he's engaged in all the political duties that he has to take up. And then there is the Dwarka Leela, where he shifts from Mathura, builds a kingdom in Dwarka, gets married to Rukmini, and of course he is still the king, the ruler of an entire kingdom. So he is engaged in politics. And he also has to, participate in the war of Kurukshetra. And he also has a purpose for which he has taken birth as Krishna, as, the avatar of Vishnu. So he has to perform all his worldly duties. And that is why he is also the teacher for Arjun, who is imparting philosophical knowledge to Arjun and asking him to perform his worldly duties towards her. And since, Krishna has, कहते हैं कि कृष्ण सब लीला रचते हैं, so उनकी जन्म और मृत्यु की भी एक लीला ही है. So he has to die after performing all his worldly duties, and this death is also considered as worldly death. Of course, when we are talking about myths, everything is timeless. The time is itself timeless, and we see the reason we celebrate Janmashtami every year and believe that Krishna is born every year itself is a timeless concept that till day we are practicing in our rituals also. Now, often Sursagar is considered as a vernacular rendition of the Bhagavad Puran, And Dr. Sodha, in her thesis, talks about the differences, which are really very important differences between the Sursagar and the Bhagavad Puran. So Surdas ji, for starters, Surdas ji is the one who feels these leelas. He does not have to rely on any Puran to write these leela, because he's supposed to have seen Krishna perform all these leelas. Well, Bhagavad Puran would be considered as a philosophical text as well as a mythological text. Now, the social initiations, such as Nal Chedan, कान छेदन, piercing the ears, जो बच्चे के कान छेदने की विधि है. छठी जो अभी आएगी just before Janmashtami, when the prediction of the baby's destiny is done. Anprashan, जो कि पहली बार cooked food खिलाते हैं छोटे से बच्चे को, वो. All of these have pad which we sing, right after Janmashtami. The pad of Bal Leela are also sung right after Janmashtami. These are all in the Sursagar and completely absent in the Bhagavad Puran. Also, the daily events in Krishna's life, so small things, because he's a child. So, he's demanding for the moon. He's saying ke le hongo maiya chanda le hongo. So he wants the moon and he thinks it is a toy. So he says Chandra khilona le hongo. So this is something that Surdas ji rachte hai. And even when he's crawling, the first time he's crawling on his knees, घुटुरन चलने का, वो उसके भी पद है जो भी सूरदास जी रचते हैं. फिर जैसे कि हम जब छोटे थे तो हमारे मम्मी हमें दूध पिलाते थे, बोलते थे दूध पियोगे तभी आप बढ़ोगे. वैसे ही यशोदा मैया भी कन्हैया को दूध पिलाती और बोलती है काचो दूध पिएगो तो बढ़ेगी चोटी. एंड कन्हैया भी पूछता है कि मैया कब बढ़ेगी मेरी चोटी. गाय दोहन के पद है जब कृष्ण गाय दोहना पहली बार सीखते. गाय चरावन के पद है जो कि गोपाष्टमी पर तो अवश्य आते हैं. तो ये सारे पद भी सूरदास जी ने रचे हैं. And these are all absent from the Bhagavad Puran. Surdas ji also makes certain interpretations in his own manner. And the main feature which is absent from the Bhagavad Puran is Radha ji. There is no mention of Radha ji, whereas Surdas ji gives a very important position to Radha ji. So, he describes the Pratham Milan, when they met for the first time. जब ठाकुर जी सखी वेश धारण करके राधा जी को मिलने जाते, मान के कितने पद है. मानिनी जो है राधा जी, उनको मान छुड़वाने के लिए जो ठाकुर जी सारे कार्यक्रम लीला रचते थे कि कभी सखी वेश में आते थे, चूड़ी बेचने आ जाते थे, कभी नथ to pierce the nose he would come to राधा जी. तो ये सारे जो पद है राधा जी और कृष्ण जी की लीला वो हमें सूरदास जी द्वारा देखने मिलती है. Even all the festivals are celebrated together. दान लीला हो या पनघट लीला हो, जब ठाकुर जी राधा जी से दान मांगते थे, पनघट पर छेड़छानी करते थे, all those are also mentioned in the Sursagar. And all the festivals, whether it is Holi, हिंडोला या फिर हटरी, जब ठाकुर जी हटरी में विराजते हैं तब भी गोपियों के संग राधा जी भी जाती है हटरी पर. एंड प्रोफेसर हॉली very importantly, a very important point he states is that Radha is one with Krishna. वो तो कृष्ण जी की अर्धांगिनी है, but she is also one with the gopis. And this is best felt when Krishna leaves for Mathura forever from Braj. And that is when we realize that, she is also feeling the same sense of viraha that the gopis are feeling, on Krishna leaving Braj. Of course, there are few, like the core element and the central matter, and some of the episodes are overlapping between the Sursagar and Bhagavad Puran, but these are very important aspects that are pointed out. For all those interested, you can take a look at Dr. Sodha's thesis. So this is a folio from the Sursagar. I don't know why this window is coming again. Okay. Now, this is a folio that talks about Krishna ka pehli baar paavo se chalna. So, Krishna ka paavo chalna. It is in Rag Bilawal. I will read out the verse which is in Braj Bhasha. Jasoda tero cheer jeev ho Gopal, begi badhe bal sahit bigad lat maheri mani har baal. उपजी पर्यो सीसु कर्म पुण्य फल समुद्र सीप ज्योलाल सब गोकुल के प्राण जीवन धन बैरिनी को उरसाल सूर्य की तो सुख पावत लोचन निर्खत घुटुरुनी चाल झारत रज लागे मेरी अखियती रोग दोष जंजाल। अभी इसमें तो बात हो रही है कि कृष्ण पहली बार जब चलना सीख रहे, पर इसमें दर्शाए गए हैं सब असुरों के वध के किस्से. So we see all these different demons that Krishna slayed, right? From he was a baby till he was in his boyhood, and all these demons that were sent by Kans. And why is it that we see this? So if you would have listened to this particular pankti, सब गोकुल को प्राण जीवन धन बैरिनी को उरसाल. तो यहाँ पे जो है आर्टिस्ट ने इस पंक्ति के लिए he has depicted all these incidents. So when we look at it, this is what is present. यहाँ पे like this is where the gopis have come and they are telling Yashoda Maiya that they are praising the child Krishna. And this is Surdas ji. So usually in all the Sursagar paintings, you would find Surdas ji delineated in the folio somewhere, usually in a corner, the bottom corner, because he is the composer of the verses. So he is usually delineated here. And we see the first Leela, of Putnavat, and Putna was this demoness and she grows big in size. So I've tried to kind of have that, create that effect here. And then we see the Trinavat where he is again still young and he slays this demon. And we see the Dhenukavad, okay, which is a donkey demon, and Krishna slays this demon as well. We see the Aghasur, Bakasur, and Keshivad, and then eventually we see the Govardhan Leela. Now, all these episodes are taking place in a different time frame. Of course, this is the time of action because most of the action is taking place here by Krishna, and he is the main actor. Karta wo hai. But all these demons have the distinctive characteristics which make us perceive Krishna the way we do. This is Surdas ji is composing, so I have put this label as the time of telling, and this is the time of physical event, where it is actually being described. This is where the present time is, where the gopis are coming and talking about glorifying Krishna and praising him to Yashoda Maiya and Nand Baba. Dr. Sodha has shown these important differences, in her thesis, where she talks about how the Bhagavad Puran are, like the whole Aghasur episode and the whole Putna episode has one whole folio on it, while we saw it being depicted along with other, smaller units, subsets in the Sursagar folio. Now, I've tried to make this in a chronological manner, so we start looking at Krishna as the baby who is born, and then we, engage in all his Bal Leela, which would evoke, I hope, Vatsalya Bhav in each of us. And then we go to the, Madhurya Bhav and what we feel after he leaves Braj. So this is a folio which describes the Grishma Leela it is in Rag Dev Gandhar. I will read out the verse. Nand Nandan Vrindavan Chand, Jadukul Nab Tithi Dvitiya Devki Pragate Tribhuvan Band. Jathar Kuhute Bihari Baruni Disi Madhupuri Suchan. Basudho Sambhu Sees Dhari Anyo Gokul Anand Kand. Braj Prachi Raka Tithi Jasumati Saras Sarad Ritunan. So यहाँ पे जो हम देख रहे हैं, sorry, the verse is incomplete. उद्गन सकल सखा संकर्षण तम कुल तमुज निकंद गोपीजन चकोर बांधियो निनी निवारी पल द्वंद सूर सुदेश कला षोडश परिपूरन परमानंद. So this is not actually the episode of birth, though looking at it visually, pictorially, we would think कि ये वासुदेव जी है तो कृष्ण को ले जा रहे हैं. Now, in the process of semiotics, that is the interpretation of paintings, Dr. Sodha does mark this particular motif of Yamuna, which is true literally also and metaphorically also, that Yamuna ji divides Mathura from Gokul, like from Braj, from Vrindavan. And what we see here, and in a lot of other folios also of Sursagar, is, this is the distinction that we come to know. Okay, this is one event that is taking place in Mathura, and this is another event that is taking place in Braj, whether Vrindavan or Gokul. So what we see here, this is not Varha, by the way, these are demons, kind of symbolic of the people Kans had hired in order to keep a check on Devki and Vasudev. So यहाँ पे जो कहते हैं ना नंद नंदन वृंदावन चंद, तो वो जन्मे तो मथुरा पर आए हैं वृंदावन और वहाँ पे ऐसे छा गए चंद्रमा के जैसे. And what you see here is चकोर, जैसे चकोर चंद्रमा को निहारता है. And this moon is also because that line, the verse has a line that says Nanda Nanda Vrindavan Chand. So it is also symbolic to Krishna, कि वो वृंदावन के चंद्रमा समान है. So I mean, if we have the verse and we try to decipher the painting, then we realize that this is not an episode of Krishna Janma. Now, this is a very, very sweet Bal Leela of Krishna. So, this is in Rag Dhanashri, and I'll read out the verse. It says, Jevan kan nand ikthore, kachuk khat laptav do kar, bal keli ati bhore. Bara kor melat, muk bhitar mirchi, dasan takatore. Tichan laghe, नैन भरी आए रोवत बाहर दौरे फूंकती बदन रोहिणी ठाड़ी लिए लगाए अंकोरे सूर्य श्याम को मधुर कौर दे किन्हें तात निहोरे. सो इसमें हो क्या रहा है कि कन्हैया छोटा सा है और नंद बाबा के साथ दिन करने यहाँ बैठा है. वी सी के सब पिरोसा हुआ भी है थाल में और उन्हें मिर्ची लग गई तो खाते समय. और अक्सर वो छोटे बच्चे ऐसे कुछ भी मुंह में उठाकर डाल देते हैं बिना सोचे समझे क्या है. अब मिर्ची लग गई, तीखी लग रही है. वो बलदाऊ जी तो है नहीं कि तीखा खाए, उन्हें तो सब मीठा पसंद है. इसलिए वो दौड़ के बाहर जा रहे हैं ऐसे बिना सोचे समझे. तीखा लग गया तो हम कैसे दौड़ते हैं और जा रहे हैं ऐसे दौड़ते भागते हुए, और रोहिणी जी उन्हें मिल गए और उन्हें गोद में उठा दिया और मुंह खोलकर फूंक मारी कि क्या होगा, ऐसे उसे जरा सहला रहे बच्चे को. सो दिस जेस्चर, दिस बॉडी लैंग्वेज एंड दिस जेस्चर के ऐसे अंक में भर लिया, गोद में उठा लिया, is again and a very important gesture where we feel that vatsalya bhav within us, where we realize that this is the little Krishna we are talking about. And this is linear time, क्योंकि this is one event that is taking place within the same space and the same time. So this is linear time, and we see Krishna being repeated, several times here. Sometimes the same incident can be also shown in different episodes, in different folios. But this is where we see a repetitive narrative being built. Now, this is Anurag Samay. Okay, so my attempt is to kind of evoke the Madhurya Bhav of Krishna, because now here he is all grown up, he is an adolescent, and यहाँ पे सब छल भी करते हैं कृष्ण. तो ये राग बिलावल में है. I'll read out the verse. जातन हो जैसे माखन चोरी, तब यह मुख पहचान मान सुख देती, जानी हानि अति धोरी. तब तिन दीननी कुमार नंसुत, अपने जान अति मन भोरी. एकत बास बड़े के ढोटा, गोरस कारण कान्हनी तोरी. अब भय कुशल किशोर कान तुम, वो भई सेज समान किशोरी. कहा जात बल बाहा छिपाए, मुए धन संपत्ति सब मोरी. नख सिखलो चित चोर, सकल अंग चिन्हे पर कहा करत मरोरी. एक सुनी सुर हरियो मेरो, सखस अरु उल्टी मोल निभोरी. So what is happening here is कि ये जो हम देख रहे हैं, एक सखी है, वो कृष्ण को ऐसे पकड़ रही है, खींच रही है अपनी ओर, और बोल रही है कि कहाँ जा रहे हो तुम, all your leelas were enchanting when you were a child. जब पहले बचपन में माखन चोरी करते थे, तब it was all nice and I used to forgive you for all your misdeeds also. मतलब चोरी के लिए. पर अभी तो you have also grown into a young man and you are very charming and आप पूरे अपने वो प्रेम के जाल में फंसा रहे हो हमें, और फिर चले जा रहे हो मुझे, like you're kind of looting me of my own wealth, ऐसे कि मुझे हर ली है अपनी धन संपत्ति से. So what we see is actually, this is the plane where we are seeing these gopis addressing Krishna, and they are referring to an event that has occurred in the past कि तब माखन चोरी करते थे, और तब हमें ऐसा we used to forgive you, and this is what is is also, it's like it's a they are confronting Krishna here. And this gopi is not letting him go कि मेरे साथ इतना समय बिता के अभी तुम कहाँ जा रहे हो. And this is what is in present time. So he walks away, as we see him, with another gopi, and very shamelessly वो पहले से उन्हें छलिया भी कहते हैं कि ऐसे चले जाते और दूसरी गोपी के साथ समय बिताते हैं. So that was an attempt to kind of evoke Madhurya Ras of Krishna. Now this is again from Sursagar, this verse, and I'll read out this verse. Okay. Just a minute. Now this is Braj ki Viyog Dasha, because Krishna is no more in Braj, but he is in Mathura, though we see him depicted here, but he is no longer in Braj. Pavis Prasang, so this is, during the onset of monsoon, जैसे कि अभी जो monsoon चल रहा है. Now monsoon is interestingly something that evokes Shringar element also, and it evokes a Virha sentiment as well. So this one is evoking a Virha sentiment. Later in one of the Rasikpriya folios, we will see how it evokes Shringar sentiment. So I'll read out the verse. Sakhiri sikharni chadhi ter sunayo, बिरहिनी सावधान हवे रहियो, सजी पावस दल आयो. नव बादर बानेत पवन ताजी चढ़ी, चुटक दिखायो. चमकत बीजु सेल कर मंडित गरज निशान बजायो. चातक पीक झिल्लीगिन दादुर सब मीजी मारू गायो. मदन सुभट कर बान पंच ले ब्रज सन्मुख वे धायो. जानी विदेश नंद नंदन को, अबलनी तरस दिखायो, सूर श्याम पहले गुण सुमीरे प्राण जात बिरमायो। तो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है is, you know, we see this as a nostalgia, क्योंकि गोपियाँ you know are feeling very sentimental and they are experiencing deep, you know, pangs of separation from Krishna since it's the onset of monsoon. By the way, these are not snakes, these are lightnings depicted in this manner. So, you know, it's thundering, it's lightning. We see atmospherically also, aesthetically also, you know, all these elements, all the vibhav, okay, the peacock and the lotus blossoming, the pond. And usually Bhavur, Kunj, is symbolic for the union of, you know, Gopi with Krishna, or the Naika with Krishna, or Radha with Krishna. So this is the present time. You know, we are looking at it as the present time where all the gopis are, you know, looking at the sky. कि ये क्यों ऐसे गरज रहा है? And you know, we are feeling sad remembering Krishna. And Krishna is here in Mathura. So we again see this Yamuna motif, as I had mentioned earlier. So these two are, you know, events that are taking place in the same time frame. And they are remembering this. So this makes the nostalgia plain. Okay. And these are not warriors fighting, but, you know, the thundering effect and the sound is something that evokes this kind of, you know, vision for the gopis, for the sakhis, कि जैसे कि कोई लड़ रहा हो. And there is this line, Sabiji Maru Gayo. So it's you know, the Maru Rag, which kind of represents valor and you know, Veer Ras. So Maru Rag is also sometimes sung in the you know, Atham अष्टमी जब होती है, तब कृष्ण जन्म की जो अष्टमी होती है, तब रात को शयन में जागरण के पद में भी मारू राग गाते हैं, क्योंकि तब वासुदेव जी ने कृष्ण को उठाकर इतना, you know, very courageously he walked across Yamuna ji, तो तब भी मारू राग में पद होते. So it is kind of symbolic of valor and veerras. And you know, the line that Bidesh Nand Nandan ko, so you know, because he's away, he's not with them in Braj. So this is how the entire painting is divided in different spaces. Now you know, Krishna has gone to Mathura, and now he has become the epochal teacher to Arjun. So this particular folio is from the Gita, the Bhagavad Gita, Mewar Bhagavad Gita. Now usually what we see in the Bhagavad Gita paintings are, we see the pictorial plane divided into two special planes. So usually the one plane would be comprising Krishna and Arjun. Krishna always facing Arjun and addressing him, because Krishna is, you know, imparting his knowledge to and his philosophy to Arjun. So Rath to hai, because wo to Sarthi hai, and he's showing the way. So this is kind of you know, this particular motif, and whatever Krishna is saying is implied in the lower plane. Okay, so the implication is not very directly said here. It is not written directly in the inscription, but it is something that the painter imagines on his own. And I would say that it is the painter's creativity in depicting what he is depicting here. So this particular verse, it is, you know, in Rajasthani dialect. So I won't be reading out the verse from this particular folio. But the meaning is, usually it is written Gitaro Patro. So it is written Gitaro Patro, and the implication of the verse is कि निरंतर प्रयास करते रहने पर भी चंचल इंद्रियां बुद्धिमान पुरुष के मन को बलात् हर लेती है, इंद्रियां बलवान है. This is what Shri Krishna is addressing to Arjun. And we, of course, you know, we see that Arjun is also here in blue color, and Krishna is, of course, the Dark Lord, so he's blue. But he has a halo around. And we see, you know, Arjun also in that Anjali Mudra, listening to Krishna. So here what we see is that Arjun is kind of scared if you look at his expression compared to what we see here. This is a sannyasi or a yogi who is sitting very calm, and he's focusing and he's meditating, and he's looking at a tree over here, and this whole stream of water, and the birds and all kind of gives us that that feeling of calm and peace. So we see that Kamdev over here is symbolic of chanchalta, that Krishna is mentioning, because no matter how hard he's trying to meditate, Kamdev is here to play some kind of mischief to distract him. So this is the implication which the artist has had his own rendering of it, and we understand Krishna's verse through this particular special plane. The implication is understood through this. Now this is the next verse, again from Gitaro Patro, and it says, again in the Rajasthani dialect, मारा जन्म है, मारा दिव्य कर्म है, जो तेथी जाने है, सो दे छोड़े जन्म है, न पावे है, मोहे पावे है. So, Shri Krishna is telling Arjun, which we see here in this plane, where we see the chariot and he is addressing Arjun, that जो भी मेरे दिव्य जन्म और दिव्य कर्म को जानते हैं, पहचानते हैं, वो लोग, they come to me. So what we see here is, this is what is happening in the present time, कि कृष्ण जो है अर्जुन को बता रहे हैं. And what we see over here, okay, are all Krishna's different avatars, and the different Vishnu avatars rather, and the different births that he takes. So as Krishna, as Ram, and here he is God himself. We see that with the halo, and an ordinary human worshipping him, knowing that he is God, he is the divine God. And what we see here is, where the person, the dead person who realizes all of this, who realizes that Krishna is nobody but the divine God, his soul goes directly to Krishna. He doesn't have another rebirth, but he goes directly to Krishna. So this is what we see here. Mostly in the Bhagavad Gita paintings, we see paintings, as I showed you earlier, the folios where कृष्ण और अर्जुन रथ पे दर्शाए जाते हैं. पर जब कृष्ण अपना विश्व रूप, जो कि विराट स्वरूप है, वो धारण करते हैं, तो वो वाली पेंटिंग्स ही है ऐसे, जो ऑब्वियसली इट इज नॉट ऑन द चैरियट, वो रथ पे नहीं है, क्योंकि श्री कृष्ण अपना विराट स्वरूप दिखा रहे. तो यहाँ हम देखते हैं कि कृष्ण ही है जो जन्म देते भी है, which people are coming out from here, and Krishna ही है जो मार भी डालते. So he is the one eating, he is the one even giving out all the human beings. So here when Arjun is asking, that is when Krishna shows this Swarup. And this particular inscription says, ए सकल धृतराष्ट्र पुत्रम, श्री भगवान सो अर्जुन कहे हैं, ए सकल धृतराष्ट्र पुत्र तथा कर्ण आदिक महाराज योधा. So it is not complete. I mean, this is all that is written, but the implication is that Arjun has understood that all these people, all the Kauravas, Dhritarashtra's sons, even Karna, all of them are going to, like, they are created by Krishna and they will be destroyed by Krishna. So Arjun has understood the implication of the verse, is what this shows. And now we come to one of my favorite aspects of Krishna as a lover in a very Shringarik frame. So Rasik Priya paintings, where he is the ideal Nayak, sometimes not the ideal Nayak, but Krishna is the prototype Nayak for sure, and Radha is the prototype Nayika. So this particular verse, again, Rasik Priya is in Braj Bhasha, and it is a Muktak Kavya. So you can enter. उसमें कोई ऐसे episodes नहीं है कि if you do not know the previous verse you will miss out the context of the next verse. It is not so. You can just pick any verse and read and look at the painting and try to interpret what it means. So you can enter the poetry midway, and this belongs to the secular content of Krishna representation. So this is Shilpini का वचन प्रियतम के प्रति, and it says, खोट तोरे जिमी रहो गही ठोर, कुठोरनी जानी हूँ जाहू, लाज के आवती मारी समाजन लागे, अलोक के ताजन ताहू, कोरी विचार विचार हूँ केसव दुखू, बूझी हितु सब काहू, नेह ही के फिरी लागी हो, संग ना नैननी के संग और निबाहू. So what is the implication is कि यहाँ पे ये शिल्पिनी का वचन है, ये शिल्पिनी है जो कृष्ण को बोल रहे हैं. So this is the the present time जहाँ पे event where she is conversing and where she is addressing Krishna and she is saying कि she's comparing him to a stallion, like a stubborn stallion. कि वो घोड़े को जब बांध के रखते ना तब शांत रहता है. So you are calm otherwise, but जब when you whip it is when it doubles the energy and it gallops. तो तुम्हारा भी वैसा ही है कि तुम्हारी नजरें जब से पड़ी है नायिका पर, who is sitting here. So this is kind of the pratham villain. So she's referring to this incident कि you were looking at her, and since the time you have looked at her, all you think about is her. So you are like a stubborn stallion. So here, this is kind of symbolic. It's it's analogous space what we see here, and this is where the present event is, and this is something that has happened in the past. So I've just tried to create some kind of a transition space to convey the same. Now, this is again from the Rasikpriya folio, and I'll read out the verse. It is Satvati का लक्षण उदाहरण. केशोदास लाख लाख भातिनी के अभिलाष, बारी देरी बावरी न बारी हिये होरी सी, राधा हरि केरी प्रीति सबते अधिक जानी, रति रति नाथ हो ने देखो रति थोरी सी, तीन माह भेद न भवानी हो पे पारियो जाई, भारत में भारती की भारती है भोरी सी, एक गति एक मति एक प्राण एक मन, देखी पे को देह दवे है नैननी की जोरी सी. So यहाँ पे कोई नायक या नायिका का वर्णन नहीं हो रहा है, but this verse describes a kind of poetry. That is the Satviki poetry. Keshav Das had, written the Kavi Priya also and the Rasik Priya. And in Rasik Priya, while he is mentioning, the different types of the Nayak Nayika, the different types of, all the situations that they feel and the emotions that they undergo when they are in love. So Raudra Ras hai, Madhav hai, all these different kinds of situations. कभी मान आ जाता है नायिका को तो नायक मनाने जाता है. So all of those are there in the different kinds of prabhav or chapters. But there is also one chapter on the different kinds of poetry. So this Satviki poetry is the kind of poetry which is filled with wonder and valor. यानी कि वीर और अद्भुत रस से भरी हुई. Okay, so it is just the fine balance of both, and it is very direct and clear. It creates a perfect balance. So what we see is this is the Sakhi who is addressing this other woman, not the Nayika but some other Nayika who is with Krishna, and she is angry because Krishna is not with her friend, with the Nayika. Now usually in a lot of Rasikpriya paintings, we enter and we understand the painting and the text through the Sakhi, because the Sakhi sometimes defends the Nayika, sometimes she defends the Nayak, sometimes she behaves like a messenger. दूती का काम करती है कि जाके नायक को जो बोलना है वो बोल के आती है, नायक कौन से हाल में है वो नायिका को बताती है, नायिका का हाल जाके नायक को बताती है, एंड यहाँ पे नायक नायिका तो कृष्ण और राधा ही है. So we seem, we understand and perceive it better through the Sakhi. So here the Sakhi is telling, this Nayika, she's bringing, all these attributes of the lovers. So here the lovers are impersonified, the poetry is impersonified as the, love between Krishna and Radha, the fine tuning between them. So, she says that all these attributes, where we see Kamdev and Rati. So she's saying that you do not, like the love of Krishna and Radha, you do not understand the love of Krishna and Radha. It is even Kamdev and Rati's love cannot be compared to the love between Krishna and Radha. Okay, and then she also compares this with the Bhavani Mata. She says that Bhavani ji also cannot cause any kind of discord between these two lovers. And we see Saraswati ji because we recognize her with the Vahan, the Hans. So we recognize her as Saraswati. So she says that the glow on the lovers' faces, when they are in love with each other, is something that even Saraswati ji's glow cannot match up to. So she's basically describing, glorifying the love of Krishna and Radha. And what we see here, fire, is the kind of, it's symbolic to the passion that the lovers feel towards each other, that Krishna and Radha feel towards each other. And this is the last folio of Rasik Priya, and my personal favorite, because I really love the, dramatic stance over here. This whole posture is beautiful according to me, and the whole atmosphere that is created and the way this posture is conceived. So this is basically Nayika ka Madhav, and I'll read out the verse. It says, I'm so sorry. Yeah. It says, Nayika ka Madhav, Chabiso Chabili Vrishbhanu, छबीसो छबीली वृषभानु की कुबरी आजू रही होती रूप मद मान मद छकी के मार होते सुकुमार नंद के कुमार ताही आए री मनावन सयान सब तकी के हस हस सोहे करी करी पाई परी परी कैसो राय की सौ जब हारे जिया जकी के ताही समय उठे घन घोरी घोरी दामिनी सी लागी लौटी श्याम घन उर्सो लपकी के. So what it talks about is, the madhav of Nayika, as in the arrogance of Nayika. So the Nayika is very arrogant, as we see in this picture. She's sitting there, and Krishna is trying to appease her and to win her over. And interestingly, we see these two sakhis, sitting secretly and looking at this whole event unfold. कि अभी क्या होने वाला है, कृष्ण कैसे मना रहे हैं. So यहाँ पे वो मान नहीं रही है, वो हंस रही है, और कृष्ण कितनी बार पाँव पड़े. And this Krishna is so different from the Krishna of Sursagar, where he is being worshipped, where he is being glorified. यहाँ तो वो नायिका के पाँव पड़ रहे, तो मना रहे हैं, पाँव पड़ रहे, पर मान नहीं रही है. And then we see this whole atmosphere, where it is thundering and it is lightning and पूरे ऐसे घन श्याम घन छाए हुए हैं. तो जब ऐसे लाइटनिंग होती है, तब दौड़ के जाती है और कृष्ण की बाहों में जाके उन्हें लिपट जाती है. So like it shows that this whole atmosphere, जैसे कि हमने सूर सागर में देखा था कि पावस प्रसंग था, so it caused the sentiments of virha, in the hearts of gopis. But here the same, atmosphere, पावस प्रसंग है जो, तो यहाँ पे it is bringing the lovers together and creating the sentiments of Shringa. So I'll end with this, and all the images, are from the following museums, and I'm really thankful to these museums for the images.
Thank you,
so much.
Hitangi. Thank you so much, Hitangi, for this lovely and a very visual, a very beautiful presentation. And somebody who's a student of history, and many of us are researchers in history, we understand that how each of these miniatures that you have been looking at and referring to are so important for the kind of work that all of us are doing. So the only thing that I really have to say is that I'm really, really grateful that I was viewing and understanding this presentation, and I got an opportunity to see it myself. A very comprehensive and a very rich use of visual data, or the archives or the manuscripts that you are referring to. And it is very certain that a lot of hard work has been put into the presentation that you have made. And even though it was so scholarly and purely academic, you gave the presentation a due space that it required for bhav. And that's why this really had a very, very opportune place in this Kala Utsav, for which all of us Rasiks have gathered today evening. So with the bottom of my heart and this gratitude that I have, really, really thank you for this. And I would now want to invite Ms. Sneha Nagarkar, who's an archaeologist and an Indologist, to please come and give the vote of thanks. But before she does that, I have a piece of information for all my friends who have gathered here. Like yesterday, I would consider it my duty to tell each one of you that Braj Sanskriti Shodh Sansthan is organizing a series of webinars for around 5 weeks from now. The first week of it will be 3 webinars, and the webinars, entire webinar series are titled as The Syncretic Culture and Traditions of Braj Bhumi, in which the first part of the webinars will start tomorrow in the morning. The registration are open, and all of you are invited wholeheartedly to please join and support our events. And tomorrow we have the webinar which is titled Poets and Textual Traditions of Braj, for which we have 3 eminent scholars who are working with us. And we really would want each one of you to stay connected and have this long, long journey, a beautiful syncretic journey, an endless journey for the love of Braj. I now call Ms. Sneha Nagarkar to please come and give a vote of thanks to our lovely audience and Hitangi and the Braj Sanskriti Shodh Sansthan.
थैंक यू परिधि। भारतीय लघु चित्र शैली में भगवान श्री कृष्ण के विविध मनोहारी रूपों का दर्शन हम सबके सामने प्रस्तुत करने के लिए मैं ब्रज संस्कृति शोध संस्थान की ओर से सुश्री हितांगी ब्रह्मभट्ट जी के प्रति बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ। आपकी प्रस्तुति में ब्रज की वाङ्मय परंपरा और भारतीय लघु चित्र शैली के अनुपम संगम की अनुभूति हुई। मैं आप सभी श्रोताओं के प्रति मनःपूर्वक कृतज्ञता व्यक्त करती हूँ कि आप सभी इस अद्भुत कृष्णोत्सव में अत्यंत उत्साहपूर्वक शामिल हुए। श्रीमती परिधि डेविड मैसी जी ने अपने सुंदर संचालन से पूरे कार्यक्रम को बांध रखा तथा सुश्री सुरभि पांडे जी ने अत्यंत सुस्पष्ट स्वागत भाषण किया। आप दोनों को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। ब्रज संस्कृति शोध संस्थान के सचिव तथा हमारे प्रेरणा के स्रोत श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण तिवारी सर एवं ब्रज संस्कृति शोध संस्थान के सदस्य श्रीमती वर्षा तिवारी जी, श्री अमनदीप वशिष्ठ जी, सुश्री स्वाति गोयल जी और श्री गोपाल शर्मा जी के प्रति मनःपूर्वक आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ। आप सभी को जन्माष्टमी पर्व की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। जय जय श्री राधे। थैंक यू। नमस्ते।